I try to be open-minded. And yeah, with this situation, the issue, in my opinion, with the church, and we'll talk about this a little more about what we saw growing up, but the issue with the church is we know nobody in there is perfect,
Nope.
right? But sometimes they portray themselves like the perfect church,
Yep.
right? And sometimes, and I'll just go ahead and talk about this from our experience, a lot of times the church hold you more accountable than the pastor, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Hold you to a higher standard than the pastor,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
If you can remember, there were a lot of times when we were being judged, right? With what we wore going to church. If we were, going out having fun, having a good time or whatever, we would get judged, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in our ear, because, we're close to some individuals, we still not too far removed from the hood.
Yeah.
Here come these stories about a pastor that you are up here praising, right? But and he's probably sinning more than us, respectfully, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you want to condemn us for how we dress or what we do in our life, not even paying attention to how we treat others, which I think is the most important aspect of following God, right? But that's what makes it blurry. That's what blur the
Mm-hmm.
lines, in my opinion, right? Is a lot of times, even these churches, right? The churches said they only give to their members. If you think about it, sometimes, and in some of the churches we've been to, the pastors kind of treat it like it's almost like it's death row. Like, you remember when Suge got up there, what was it, the Source Awards or whatever,
Yeah.
and he was, and he was like, if you don't want nobody all in the videos dance. It's kind of like that, the way they present it. Like, if you really
Mm-hmm.
want a blessing, if you really want your life to change, this is the church you need to
Yeah.
be at,
Yeah.
right? Of course, I'm being funny, right?
Yeah.
If you like what you just heard, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, SNE 2.0. SNE stands for Spare No Effort. All we're trying to do is help people become the best version of themselves. So please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and remember, spare no effort.